NLG Global channel. This is the channel where we would love to reach out to NLG practitioners all around the world, as well as new practitioners who are interested in practicing NLG for better life, better health, and peace around the world. Okay. Today, I have with me Mr. Praveen Pulikunny from Brisbane, Australia. He's our special guest. And I'll also have James Ong, who has kindly agreed to be my co-host for my first live stream. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you, James.
Right. Thank you for having me.
Right. So this is
well, it's good to be part of your first live stream, which is a very exciting moment for you. Welcome, Lynn, to our English live stream, and welcome for being a volunteer and supporting us. And also, Praveen, thank you so much for coming forward with your wonderful sharing later on. So it's very good that people come forward and share their experience in NLG practice. And I think hopefully some things that are being said that may touch on the viewers, and they will enroll with us in our class 1. And who knows, maybe they'll be the next ones in the future who will come forward with some wonderful health testimonial of their own. And that's why, at NLG, we, try our very best with the English live stream to reach out to the different parts of the world. And you are from Australia. So from Australia, I don't know, you obviously have friends all over the world. And with this miraculous thing that's happening to you, Praveen, I'm sure you will be open with your heart to share with your friends, loved ones, and families all over the world, so that they too can benefit from NLG. So yeah, maybe we'll get back to you. Maybe I'll just have a little bit of sharing on my own, and we'll come back to you, Praveen. Okay. So yeah. All right. Okay. So today, I will just touch on a little bit more scientific, because the audiences, the viewers are always just like me when I first started, wanting to know the relationship of science to explain the NLG practice. And if you look at the earlier live stream videos that I have shared, I've always said that the energy that we receive from the universe coming to our forehead and entering our body system, it's very important that it is connected to the heart, right? And why it is important that it is connected to the heart? Because our cells are all, having this ability, to conduct electricity, and we are getting the energy, which is a form of, electrical connection. So what we want is our brain, our heart to interact with one another. And at NLG, we practice love. And because we practice the 5 forms of love, so we are focusing on the heart, really, okay? The energy from here is just like the antenna, just receiving, right? But more so, it's the heart. And that is the passcode, or the password to your connection. So today, I thought I'd just share with you the science behind the heart. Although humans have, progressed a lot in life, but there's still a lot of things that we don't know. And if, for example, just a very simple thing for you to understand by illustrating this, if in the 1800s, you tell people that there will be planes flying around in 1900s, people will say you're crazy, right? Maybe they will burn you and say sorcery or whatever. And then if you then take this a little bit forward to maybe First World War, Second World War, and you tell people, hey, around 1983, there will be an invention called the internet, right? And by 1993, it'll be commercialized. People will say you're crazy. Am I right? I mean, it's like people are talking just by like what we're doing now, right? Just on devices, and people will say no. So what I'm saying is that depending on your time in life, for us to be able to understand certain things, okay? So there may be certain things that from the universe and what's happening around us that we may not understand at this point in time, okay? But over time, our time will come. But today, I think it's interesting because what I'm going to share with you, I believe is something that you will understand, okay? You will definitely understand. So this is what I had to share. I hope you guys can see it. This is actually from the National Library of Medicine. So this is National Institute of Health from the United States. So it has the authority, okay? Now, how many of us actually know, right, that we have neurons in our heart, right? Actually, if you read this article, and I have highlighted it, recent findings, Dr. Armour I think that's how you pronounce it, or Dr. Armour, in 1991 discovered that the heart has its little brain or intrinsic cardiac nervous system. This heart brain is composed of approximately 40,000 neurons that are alike neurons in the brain. Isn't it interesting? In other words, our heart can think like the brain, all right? Because it has 40,000 neurons, meaning the heart has its own nervous system. In addition, the heart communicates with the brain in many methods: neurologically, biochemically, biophysically, and energetically. The vagus nerve, which is 80% afferent, carries information from the heart and other internal organs to the brain. Signals from the heart brain redirect to the medulla, hypothalamus, thalamus, amygdala, and so on, so on. All right. So basically, I won't finish reading this article. You can research it and you can find it yourself. And what it's saying is that, hey, our heart is not just pumping 24/7. It has something called brain functionality. And when you focus on your heart with the energy and you practice love, wow, guess what? It starts to feel the thinking process in your heart connecting to your brain. That's why when these two unite, that's where wonderful things starts to happen in your body. Not only practicing love, feeling love, but also health and healing. Okay. Now to visualize this, I have a 2-minute clip and 2-minute video just to visualize this. I think it will help a lot of us to understand. And this, although it's on the red heart, it's only 2 minutes. Let me just play it. I hope you can see it.
Inside Science.
Yeah, let's take a look. 2 minutes.
The heart. It beats about 100,000 times a day, pumping more than a gallon of blood each minute. And all that pumping is primarily controlled by the brain and autonomic nervous system. But the heart also has its own mini brain, or backup system, called the intracardiac nervous system, or ICN. It helps fine-tune external signals from the autonomic nervous system to keep the heart pumping smoothly. A properly working ICN is essential for good heart health. But the heart's mini brain is complicated, and scientists have a poor understanding of how the ICN fully works. Now, a virtual 3D heart has been created that showcases the ICN and could help researchers better study the function of the heart's neurons in amazing detail. The 3D model was based on a rat heart. To build it, researchers used a knife-edge scanning microscope that cut off a microscopic layer of the heart and took a picture of it. About 750,000 images were stacked together to reveal the 3D structure of the heart at the cellular level. The 3D image revealed that neurons that make up the ICN are found in a cluster on the top of the heart, where the heart's veins and arteries enter and leave. But the neurons also extend down the length of the left atrium on the back of the heart. Knowing where the neuron clusters are located will help scientists and physicians better understand the precise roles that the neurons play. In the future, the information could be used to find new ways to repair and effectively treat heart conditions.
So interesting, isn't it? I mean, this is something which is
Follow us on
something which is new to a lot of people, although it has been found in existence about these neurons way back in 1990s. But if you Google it, very little has been said about it, which is why I'm a little bit surprised. Very little has been shared about the information of the functionality of these neurons in the heart, you know. And yeah, so perhaps science has not reached its time yet for us to understand what's going on. That's why when we welcome you to come into our class 1 in NLG, it's basically for you to open up your heart and your mind to embrace our teaching, then you can, feel the full benefits of NLG. So that's my little take of today, and I hope that you can learn something, about why it's very important that we focus on the heart, because the heart can think. And with the emotions, positive emotions, mainly with NLG, because we practice the 5 forms of love, it will help not only the heart, but it will connect and wire up with the brain, and collectively, your whole body system will just heal by itself, right? So that's the miracle of science. And I hope you appreciate that. And Lynn, I'm going to pass it back to you so that you can share Praveen's story.
Thank you so much, James, for that. I always love your passion of finding scientific pros behind everything. But for the sake of newcomers or people who are actually joining NLG and wondering what we're talking about, because James mentioned a lot about the heart and the energy. If I may just, in a shortest summary possible, NLG is a way energy teaches us how to harness the energy out there in the universe. We are energy ourselves, but we need to replenish our energy to function effectively. And also that is physically, emotionally, as love, as James has pointed out today, but also in terms of the life, socially as well, how we connect to other people. We just had a talk earlier with James about how your emotion actually impacts your life and people around you. So able to harness that energy to how it worked for you, actually help the world, help your family, your nations. That's the 5 forms of love that the teaching also tells us to do. And I think it is just amazing. And perhaps you would wondering, but then it sounds complicated, all that energy, all that heart. It is really not. And I think that is the reason why NLG in a very short time has reached out to so many people in the world. NLG is now practiced in 50 countries around the world, even though it's only being taught mainly in Vietnamese. We start in English, and this week we're starting teaching it in Spanish and very soon in French, right? Yes. So even though only through 2 main languages so far, we actually have practitioners from all around the world. I was very excited a few days ago to hear that there are plans to teach NLG in Korean. And so going back to why NLG is so spread out so quickly is because it's super simple, even though it sounds scientific, but there are things that when you hear, you say, well, it actually makes sense. And the most important, I think the 2 factors which I would love you to consider to give it a try if you're still in doubt is that it takes less than 10 minutes a day to do for yourself, and it's actually completely free. We all here volunteers because we love what we have been taught so much, and we love the impact that we have, that energy has on our life and the people around us so much. For example, I would like to bring back Praveen, because Praveen actually is an IT specialist from Australia. And when I just sent him a short email, would you like to come on and share your story? He was just like, yes, I would. And for somebody who I believe not done live stream before in your life, that is amazing. And I thank you for Praveen for agreeing to be my first guest. So that will be first for me and first for you too. Hello, Praveen.
Hello, hi, thanks for having me.
All right, so for our audience to know more about you, would you like just to introduce a little bit about yourself?
So hi, my name is Praveen, of course, as been already said by Lynn. I've been living in Australia for close to 10 years, and the first time hearing about the NLG is a few months ago. And when I heard about it initially, I was kind of not very much interested to know, because I believe something, believe in seeing, unless I really see it, I don't really believe it, So for my experience starts with one of my very close one asked me to get into this, just listen and understand. So I just got into it. And when I got myself some experience, my experience was like, I had some problem with my muscular pain, and I thought probably started with I think initially I only got some kind of receiving the energy. That's how it started, and I could find a lot of changes.
Okay, so you said you could find a lot of changes. Could you tell us how long did it take for you to notice the changes to convince you to go on practicing it?
It didn't happen in a couple of days. It took slightly longer than that. So it took for me a couple of weeks or more than that to realize that there is some changes happening, even though I didn't do anything additional to what has been told or receiving the energy. And I did little bit of practice from my side. I think the 5 seconds. The 5 minutes 30-second thing that we do for getting the energy, receiving the energy. So practice that, and I could see a lot of changes. My overall well-being as well. The way how I approach things been changed. There's a difference, a positive difference. So I thought, okay, I should pursue this. Get more into it. Yeah.
Right. When we talked a few days ago, you mentioned to me that you actually did not sign up for the class. It took you some time. So did you receive energy before?
Yeah, I initially, it was just like I want to receive, I want to see how it works. So it was only receiving energy. I didn't really sign up for any classes. So, and someone helped me with that. And I was, probably just following what has been told. I didn't have to do anything additional than, just sit there and listen and focus on the point where I had the problem. That area there was where I was undergoing some issues. Just focus, and that took for probably, as I said before, more than 2 weeks to find out the difference. And then I got more interested into this and enrolled myself into the class 1.
Right. Okay. Do you remember when your friend was talking to you about energy? Because I guess a lot of people would be like yourself. You will hear about energy and not really totally convinced on things that they cannot see or be proven with physical facts. What did your friend tell you, or what took him to convince you to give it a try and sit down for your first energy transmission session from Mr. Lee?
The first thing I was said was, there is nothing called, there is no one going to force you to do anything. It's just all up to me. And there is some kind of a science behind this. It's not like a superstitious thing, or, there is no philosophical theory or something. It's just like, and it happens, if you believe in it, it's going to be. So that's how I actually, I got convinced very easily by that, because I have tried a few other things and didn't really work very well. So I thought, okay, there's nothing wrong or nothing bad in trying this out. So I kept going.
Okay, so you've been practicing level 1 so far? Yeah. Planning to take level 2?
I want to, because recently, to be honest, I had some issues that I had to be away from it for some time because of my timing issues, and I couldn't really focus on it. And I want to actually continue with the class 1 for some more time, and get myself into the state where I can prepare for the class 2. Yeah, at this point, actually, I want to. Still, I feel my foundation is not strong yet. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm not ready for class 2. Probably I need some more time. But I will still want to pursue this, probably class 2, or if I got an opportunity, even class 3. Why not?
Right. So, you mentioned that you are not you don't feel that you're ready for class 2. What is the reason why you feel we're not ready yet?
Probably just maybe because of my personal things going around, where I'm not really giving my 100% on class 1. Yeah, because I'm kind of not organized well. So I thought probably do class 1 properly, and I'm still doing what I've been said in the class 1. I'm still following it, even though not very much regularly. I'm just doing it, and yeah.
Have you asked for help, support from the support team to help you finding out what's not working and make you more ready for class 2? Because I believe there's a class 2 end of this month.
Okay, that's not, I'm aware of it. I'm not really completely on touch with the, with the staff. I'm just doing it myself, and based on what Mr. Leyes said and just practicing that. Yeah, it's good to know actually something is coming up. I will be really interested in that. Yeah.
Yes, actually there are hotlines for Vietnamese. There's a Canadian number and I believe American number that you can call in for support as well. And I believe that you also send your questions, practical questions in terms of how to practice on the Telegram group, which I believe you're in that already, right?
Yeah, I'm in the group. Actually, I was not aware of the hotline number until very recently. Yeah, probably that'll be a good thing to actually, instead of sending a message and waiting for it, it's good to hear from somebody if there is a hotline number. That would be great. Yeah.
Right. Another question I overheard just a little bit ago. You mentioned that you also seen, besides health improvement, you also seen that your life has changed as well in other aspects. Could you just talk a little bit more about that?
My health improvement, to be specific, I had actually pain on shoulder pain as well as pain on my elbow, and I tried different treatments and like went to physios and a lot of spent pretty much on it on the monetary wise. Didn't really work very well. But when I started doing this, even started receiving energy, that's the time I actually started the difference, that, probably I can feel my pain, shoulder pain actually almost gone, even though not completely gone. I can see the very big difference in not on the next day or third day, but, it took more than 2 weeks, to feel the difference. And I thought, okay, there's something's working, because while I was doing this, I was not doing anything else. I did not continue with the physio session or anything else. So I know that I'm not doing anything other than what I'm doing this. So definitely it's helping me,
Yeah. And what about, you mentioned that it's not only health, it improves other aspects of your life too. I believe you mentioned something.
Yeah, it's the approach towards towards life. It's more like I don't think too complicated. Very straight thinking. I try to be more happy, and the approach towards life and the way how we think also is it's a significant difference in that. Yeah, I don't want to actually give you examples about it, but you know what I'm saying, right? It's like an overall approach, about not to be very selfish or not to think just for myself, that kind of way. You can see way how I talk to my friends, the way how I look at the problems, those kind of things. They are a bit different, and not really big difference. It's really a bigger difference. Yeah.
It's noticeable enough, right? Yeah, I actually, I'm with you on that, because for me personally, because I actually have quite serious health issues, a lot more serious than what you have described for yourself or you shared. The first thing that I noticed after my first session with Mr. Ley was that my emotions and how I treat others around me has changed, because you consciously become conscious of how you treat people. You're conscious of your own emotion and adjust it, so that, because that's key for the energy to work. It doesn't matter how much energy you receive, if your brain and your emotions are not on the right band, that the energy will not work it best at it 100%. So I believe that is something that a lot of people will also report, even though health will be something they'll bring up as a top of mind, because that's the reason they come to NLG, but changes in life around as well. Okay, so thank you so much, Praveen. If I have to ask you, if you have one message for, sorry, is it time, James, for us to be transmitted, to connect to Vietnam channel? Hello. Okay, Praveen, maybe we have to get ready to be connected with the Vietnamese channel, so that there's live stream energy sharing session with Mr. Ley. Then maybe I'll come back to you after that session. Is that okay, Praveen?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
ta có một cái khởi đầu thật là mạnh mẽ, vui vẻ, hoạt động tuần. Như xin mời quý vị chúng ta cùng gặp chú Lê Phúc ạ. Dạ con chào chú Lê Phúc.
Chào Khánh Duy, chào tất cả anh chị em đến với livestream ngày hôm nay. Chào bác sĩ Nguyễn Vũ Lập không? Vâng, chào bác sĩ nhé. Đã đến chương trình livestream và chia sẻ những thông tin rất là giá trị.
Xin chào chú.
Giờ chúng ta cũng còn đôi phút sớm đó, thì có thể bữa nay có ai đặt câu hỏi gì không Khánh Duy?
Dạ thưa chú, dạ có chứ ạ.
Có thể còn mấy phút nữa sớm thì đặt câu hỏi cho chú để chú có thể chia sẻ một ít thông tin.
Dạ vâng, dạ đặt câu hỏi là có một bạn là làm bên ngành y luôn. Bạn nói rằng là ở trong ngành y thật ra hiện nay thì các bác sĩ là những người căng thẳng, rất là căng thẳng. Vậy thì NLG thứ nhất là có thể là hỗ trợ cho các bác sĩ là điều trị về các cái biện pháp để làm các bác sĩ là giảm bớt cái stress căng thẳng cho công việc, và cái nữa là có thể là hỗ trợ cho các cái bệnh nhân để cho các cái bệnh nhân đó có thể là nhanh lành các cái vết thương trong quá trình điều trị các vết thương hở không ạ?
Yeah. Với những cái kinh nghiệm trải qua đó thì một số bác sĩ đã học cái này, nhất là về mổ xẻ đó, thì học cái này xong thì cái tay nghề hình như là hay hơn, mổ những vết thương nó không có bị làm độc và giúp cho những vết thương lành rất là nhanh. Đó là những cái thông tin của một số bác sĩ về chuyên môn về phẫu thuật đó, cho chú biết những cái đó điều đó. Và theo chú biết đó, thì tất cả con người, cơ cấu của người chúng ta đều giống nhau hết, thì không riêng gì bác sĩ hay là không riêng gì bất kỳ kỹ sư hay là bất cứ người nào trong lĩnh vực nào. Và khi chúng ta tiếp cận với năng lượng gốc đó, thì giúp cho cái phần năng lượng trí tuệ của chúng ta nó phát huy. Và chú tin chắc rằng những vị y bác sĩ mà học cái này thì hết biên luận giỏi lắm, cái tay nghề phải giỏi lắm, đã giỏi về kiến thức rồi. Bây giờ cái phần năng lượng mà nó nâng cấp lên để có cái phần năng lượng não bộ mình nó thông minh hơn, và cái tay nghề của mình trong những cái phần mà gọi là hỗ trợ về vấn đề phẫu thuật ấy, thì bất cứ lĩnh vực gì khác nó sẽ hiệu quả vô cùng. Và đó là một cái vấn đề giúp cho các y bác sĩ giảm stress rất là nhiều khi phải gần với những người bệnh, mà nhất là những người bệnh đó. Đây là chú nói cho nghe là những người bị tổn thương nhiều nhất là các vị gọi là chăm cứu nè, các vị chỉnh hình nè, và các vị bác sĩ mà mổ xẻ cũng bị gọi là người ta trộm năng lượng của mình. Mà cái này chú biết một số bác sĩ đã hiểu rõ rồi, vì khi mình gần với người bệnh đó, thì người bệnh cái tầng năng lượng nó thấp lắm, tự động họ lấy năng lượng của bác sĩ, và khi làm việc về thì bác sĩ mệt mỏi, chú biết, nhất là những người bác sĩ chỉnh hình, những gì chăm cứu đông y đó mệt lắm, và những người mà làm massage cũng vậy là mệt lắm. Nhưng mà khi học cái này rồi là thôi khỏe vô xong, không biết mệt là gì. Không biết bác sĩ Nguyễn Vũ Lập có trải nghiệm cái này chưa?
Dạ thưa chú Lập mở micro chúng ta ạ.
Nói chung là tôi cũng đi học về cả châm cứu và massage, thì cũng là bây giờ làm việc đấy thì rất là tốt đấy.
Vâng, trước đó thì chắc chắn là rất là mệt hơn bác sĩ, tại vì khi mình gần người bệnh đó, họ tự động họ lấy năng lượng của mình chạm vào họ là họ lấy rồi. Và cái đó khi mà chúng ta học cái này nó là một cái lợi thế vô cùng lớn để hỗ trợ cho các chị bác sĩ không bao giờ bị thiếu hụt năng lượng. Và khi chúng ta có đầy đủ cái sự minh tuệ hơn á, thì sẽ giúp cho những người bệnh hữu hiệu vô cùng. Rồi bây giờ trước thời gian chúng ta đã đến để gửi cái phần năng lượng cho đến tất cả anh chị em. Chú mời tất cả anh chị em đón nhận cái phần năng lượng này nhé. Và như cho chú 5 phút rưỡi nha.
Dạ vâng ạ.
Rồi bây giờ chúng ta bắt đầu ạ.
Dạ thưa chú, chúng ta đã hết thời gian ạ.
Rồi tiếp theo nhé.
Dạ thưa tất cả quý vị và các bạn, chúng ta vừa nhận cái nguồn năng lượng an lành từ chúc phúc. Bây giờ là đến cái phần đặt câu hỏi. Cái gì xin mời quý vị, cô chú và các bạn chúng ta đặt câu hỏi nha. Chúc phúc ạ. Dạ. Dạ thưa chú, có một câu hỏi.
All right, we are back. That was wonderful sharing, Praveen, and your story is pretty amazing. And also, that's basically how the journey for most NLG practitioners. We come in because we want to try it out. If not, why not? You know, and see how it goes. But I'm also helping the community because on October 17, we'll have a get together. So you can come in for an hour or two, you know, and ask any question. And even if you don't have any question, I mean, this is actually a message to all the Class 1 and Class 2 students who have completed. They can come in on October 17 and join me and my, you know, the team. We have Class 4 practitioners with us. So you can ask any question, even if you don't have, just sit around and just see what others have to say and you can learn. So it's a whole experience, new to most of us. And nevertheless, if we practice the right way, then we will receive the right benefits. And that's very important. Okay, yeah, so Lynn, you're back on.
Thank you, James. If you could just allow me, I would love to quickly translate what Mr. Lay has shared just right before the energy transmission session, because it's a very, I believe it's a very important message. Is Mr. Lee has shared that being able to, obtain this energy is very important. It's going to be very helpful for medical practitioners, because actually people may not realize, but medical practitioners are not only getting tired because of the work, the physical work and the long hours that they have to work, but because the patients are, when a patient comes in, they are very low energy level. And when the doctor comes in, they will have to absorb the energy from the doctor. And so the doctors can go home exhausted because physical exhaustion as well as the energy exhaustion, because they actually been transferring energy from themselves to the patient. So medical practitioners who are able to practice NLG to replenish their own energy every day, it will help not only themselves, but help the patients around them because of that energy they're passing around as well. It is especially true for people who actually come in very close physical contact or contacts where you actually may transfer energy, like acupuncturists. You actually have to use the needles to put on the patients, and that is actually also transfer directly energy transmission. Or people who cardio practitioners or even masseurs, because of the contact point between them and the patient are the energy points. So we really hope that with this message, more and more medical practitioners will join us, so that it benefit them also as well as benefit the patients. Because one of the things that NLG really, the big mission NLG has put for itself is that to help improve health, besides eradicating poverty and resolving conflicts around the world. Okay, so that is the message from Mr. Lay today. Praveen, I would love to bring you back.
Hi.
Hi. So yes, thank you so much for your time today, and your sharing. If we just have, very quickly, if you have to send one message to people who are still wondering or are new to NLG, what would you love to tell them?
I think probably everybody's on my same page, I think, because we don't experience anything probably. Like myself, what I can say is that I couldn't really feel any difference on the first day, and there are chances that a lot of people might think that, it's not working and then give up so quick. So I would say that don't give up, keep trying, definitely it's going to work.
Yeah, persistence is the key. So once again, thank you so much, Praveen. I hope to hear more wonderful news from you, and I hope that NLG will bring you more benefit in life and help us spread the word.
Sure. Thanks, Lynn, and the whole NLG training team. It's been great experience so far.
Thank you. Okay, James would like to come on and say goodbye to the audience as well.
Wow. Well, here we have Lynn's first live stream, and I think you did a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also Praveen, thank you so much for sharing. And this definitely can help mankind. As I've said before, that we look at every individual, because collectively, each individual will help the process of evolution of mankind, so that we will not have wars, and we will not have famines, and we will not have, in fact, we will have more love, and also to improve humankind all over the world. That's why we extend to you this amazing, NLG practice. Come and join us in Class 1 on October 15 and 16. And for those of you who are already practitioners in Class 1 and Class 2, come and join us on our so-called reunion on October 17, because we introduce NLG to you doesn't mean that we leave you in complete darkness in your own journey. No, we guide you, we help you, we nurture you. We want to make sure that you grow at the right stage, at the right level, and you get the benefit. Okay, so yeah, we will have more of this interaction, and we are always improving. I guess, if you look at where we were just a couple of months ago, so many things happen almost every day to improve ourselves, to serve mankind, and we are all volunteers, and we just love our job. It's just amazing. So thank you so much for having me today, Lynn, and thank you, Praveen, and
thank you so much.
May all of you have a wonderful day. So it's yeah, I spent 8 years in Australia, so I can connect with you. I studied at Monash and I worked there, so my heart is still with Australia. So I hope that more Australians can come in and join us and experience this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.